Hello and welcome, my lovely Libras. Libra, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of January 20th through 26th, 2020. Remember, time is merely a pretense of keeping past, present, and or future energies. Remember, my lovely Libras, that the stars you were born under are not personality programming. However, they are the lessons and experiences you can expect in this lifetime. But just like a good fairy tale or fable, listen to the entirety of the reading because there are going to be collective messages here for you, Libra. But as per usual, take what resonates and leave out all the rest, my loves. All right, so Libra, I can't imagine you having a bad reading right now because Aquarius and Gemini had amazing readings. A couple of my favorite readings ever. Aquarius had the best reading. I think Aquarius and Taurus really had the best readings ever so far. You're my second to last reading for this week. And so I anticipate that my air sign here, you will have a good one. But let me tell you, we have a lot of Earth. We're trying to run away from Earth energy in the first 3 weeks of January. A lot of closing doors, switching paths. You may have had to defend something quite intensely. That's a sign that that's something that matters to you. You may have been triggered in strange ways. That's a sign that it's something that matters to you. Something you need to handle, as it were. And so we have all that. We're in January was Capricorn season these first 3 weeks. And then we had the Capricorn new moon. We did have we did have the full moon in Cancer, but that's Capricorn's opposite sign. So yes, it's still Capricornian. And then we had that Saturn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Hefty energy, a full moon times a billion. Basically, you got a glimpse, a visual of something you did not want to see, or you weren't prepared to acknowledge. It's why I've been MIA for a bit, because my energy has been tested a billion times, as I said. But we're coming out of that energy. Just like on the 13th of January, we had that Venus move into Pisces. It's very tender love. It's able to work together. It has fairy tale, very magical energy. Of course, we will possibly be ignoring red flags or, sweeping them aside a bit. So keep an eye on that. But this week is all about Aquarius. It's air energy. That's why I'm sure you'll have a good reading too. Sun in Aquarius, January 20th. Aquarius is a very eccentric sign, lovingly eccentric. You have the Tower here. I'm going to clarify that. It's in reverse to start the reading. Let's see. But it's a very eccentric sign, but it's also logical and very head over heart. Aquas like to carry their emotions in a jar next to them. They don't really like to wear them on their sleeve, and certainly not in their heart. So I think they leave them at home sometimes. But we also, I don't know, I'm in a mood right now because I'm almost done and my Laker game is about to start against the Celtics. I'm very excited. But what we also have is a new moon in Aquarius on Friday, the 24th. New moon in Aquarius is the energy of intentions. You should always make new plans, goals, dreams, intentions, planting those seeds during the new moon under the darkness. And what it does is you should address those new moon energies, those intentions, based on those triggering, crazy energies that hit us in that first 3 weeks in January. That's maybe made people a bit ornery, including yourself. So those are trigger points. Trigger points are not bad. Triggers are just things that are saying, hey, look, you better pay attention to that. You got a trigger. All right, so let's get to this reading. A lot of people got the Fool in reverse this week too, but you do have the Tower in reverse to start the reading. So we're going to clarify that. So let's, I'm just going to pull a 9-card spread and then advice from Spirit with my Egyptian deck, but I'm going to pull clarifiers for the Tower and only the Tower this week. All right, my lovely Libras. Me being the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling. This is my charismatic gift I share with you. with unconditional love and, of course, gratitude. And I thank you now. I really do. For all your likes, subscribes. Your views alone do help the channel. Do subscribe now if you haven't. You are wonderful. All right, Libra, I have the Tower, Page of Swords in reverse, and the World in the upright. The reason, I'm going to get clarification on the Tower. This is energy you're coming into. This is probably a Tower that hit you in the last few weeks. Last week, maybe even. Recent Tower. Look for my Libras. It is in reverse, which does mean a rising up. See how the people are rising up instead of falling down? It's still a lightning strike, but sometimes when this news hits in a striking way, it changes us in it's a gift. It's a blessing. It's a change that, well, we've been putting off, that may never have happened if the heavens above didn't send lightning rods to make that change. And then this is the energy you're coming into the reading with. So it's more past energy. And I have a Page of Swords in reverse, which could be a very spying card. It could be the card of your researching, but it's bad. It's negative research, negative kind of enthusiasm when it's in reverse. And that's why it's a spy card. You could have somebody spying on you, or you could be spying on somebody else, especially you being the Libra, the air sign. That's an air card, the Swords and the World, an ending. It's coming into information. This Tower hit. You took it to heart. And you did a little research. And you ended something. So let's see what's going on. The Tower and the World card on this line. Spirit, can I get some Seven of Swords? Treachery. Sorry, Libras. You do have something going on that is a bit in the dishonesty, but you know what? And the Three of Wands. You are planning something that you have decided. Patience is the Three of Wands here, but this is the Seven of Swords here. Card of deception, the card of betrayal. These snapdragons are going to bite the shit out of her if she don't pay attention. And then this is the Three of Wands in reverse. It's the anti-planning when you have the Three of Wands in reverse. You found there was, and this is why you ended it. This is why you took the World card and you just ended it. It's over. This is very cutting energy. Even though this is the Page of Swords, you took this information, and whatever you did, you ended something. You just cut it off. Cut that shit out. No more planning. No more deception. No more. It's very defining. You started this new year with planning to go a certain way, and once this Tower information hit, you're not absolutely not going that way anymore. Okay, the energy, wow. You guys are very serious about whatever this is. And if you feel, Spirit's trying to tell me that if you feel like, ooh, did I really make the right decision and just slicing it off, ending it dead in its tracks? Spirit's saying you did. You absolutely did. That was the right thing to do. When you do the right thing right away, you are welcoming benefits. And that's what Spirit is saying you're doing. I do have this Six of Pence. This is giving and receiving. Somebody was probably taking it from you, without a doubt. And because the energy you're coming into, that is this relief Aquarius season energy, is balanced giving and receiving, which means there was probably an imbalance that just blew your mind. Why, when that Tower came in, you're just like, it's over. I'm not making any more plans with you. And then I have this Page of Wands in reverse, which is just that fiery curiosity. And it is the center of the reading, but you aren't curious at all. And the reason you're not curious is because you have so much clarity, so much information about what was going wrong with that Tower. There's nothing curious about it. You are pretty certain that you needed to put out this fire. This is anger. I always pull this card in reverse as anger, as because you're gonna have to drive your wand into the dirt kind of thing. It's just not going anywhere, and it's something you don't necessarily want to go anywhere, but you kind of have that fire still burning around you. Like you stop something dead in its track, but you still have that fire kind of not dissipated yet of what that energy was, even though you don't want to move forward with that fire, because you know it's not wise. But at the same time, it's still there. You got to get that fire out, especially as a Libra. You add this to your air energy, man, you're talking about an inferno. backdraft kind of information, kind of feeling. If you haven't seen that movie, you must watch it, especially when it comes to fire and air. You guys will understand why those relationships are just whew. Okay, but the deal here is you're rebalancing a lot of stuff, and you're just trying to let that, you're not being robbed anymore, basically, in whatever way. It could have been a pentacled way, it could have been just somebody using you, but whatever it was, you're not being robbed anymore. You're kind of letting that feeling die down this week. You've had a lot of energy come in with that Tower and the World. Just, you guys are trying to let that die down, and it's okay because it is dying down, and you're coming into the end of the week with the Sun card. This is a happiness card. This is lightening your heart. As that fire, as this Ace of Wands in reverse kind of dies down. You're not the only person that got this week, but as this Ace of Wands dies down, you're going to come into a new clarity, a new light that really just lightens your heart. It kind of lifts your heart up. Oh my gosh, it eases your burden. It's almost like you were prepared to go to war for somebody, and it's like now you don't have to. And now you've cut that out. You've eliminated that need because it was based on faulty ground, on the Tower energy, the crumbling Tower energy, as opposed to reality and real power and strength. And you're making proper decisions from clear places. You've the Page of Swords, it may be a spy card, but it is true information card. It's seen with your own eyes. The Page of Wands here. Yes, again, not curious. I don't have to be curious when I know shit, Libra. And then underneath that card, the Page of Wands, I have the Knight of Cups. Moving forward with a lighter heart, moving forward with love. This feels very much like unconditional love, and only because it comes with that childlike happiness and joy and clarity. It's just that sense of a lighter heart, that freeing yourself from something that you were game. You were all game. You were going in. It was like you would signed up for the draft kind of thing, and you know other people are being drafted, but you'd signed up. You were ready to go. You were like sharpening your sword and loading your pistol kind of thing. You were ready to go, but now you don't have to because it was faulty, and you're like, thank goodness that I figured out that information and I didn't, go into this battle under false pretenses. God, who could I've hurt? A lot of people, Libra. You have an ability to hurt people. And I know people like to say, oh, how could you talk about Libra being vengeful? Oh, I know Libra has a revenge streak on them. And it's actually something I kind of like about you. Aries, I'm an Aries. Libra's an opposite sign. I think you're pretty cool. Even though, I don't know. I think that's pretty cool, even though it can get out of control sometimes. But I do have this Fool card in reverse. Lots of us got this Fool card in reverse this week. And it's just that road not traveled, that journey not taken. I told you that first 3 weeks in January, there was a lot of paths that we closed, gates that we opened, doors that we closed, things that we were like, oh, I'm not doing that. And, realizations that we've come into. Big daddy energy, roles and goals. Where do you belong? Not here. You are moving forward with unconditional love, but you aren't moving forward on a particular journey because it was false, because it was towered. And you've decided that you're moving with clarity and unconditional childlike love. This could also be a focusing on your children. Look at the light here. It could be a focusing on children, your children, or nieces, nephews. You could be a teacher. You could just be working with youth. But it is that focus of there's a purity involved in where you're going to put your attention instead. It just opens up this gate for you to it just opens up this, it's just you're kind of free to do things that you wanted to do, but you had withheld from doing because you felt obligated to something else. And as soon as you found out that tower was faulty, goodbye. You're like, I got the other things that are more important. And Libra, you're jumping in on that. But yeah, this line here, I read the cards side to side and then up and down too. So you have this ending, this World card. This ending is important too because it shows that you were kind of pulling back into yourself. This tower, one of the reasons why this tower might have hurt a little bit more than average is because you were kind of, you were you kind of expanded your energy to include somebody in your energy to do what they needed you to do. And then this World card was like, I need to stand in my own energy. Because I am pissed with this. So this is angry. This is like, I have to cool my jets or somebody gonna die. And that's you cooling your jets and not going on that journey. Really bad basic. Libra, when Libra makes a decision, you make a decision. I know you can waffle otherwise. I have the 9 of Swords here, the 4 of Cups. You're just cutting out. Spirit is saying, yes, keep going. Remove what no longer serves you. Take away the anxiety of difficult love. Of love that really isn't true. It's false love. 4 of Cups is kind of false love. And it's also, in cartomancy, it's resting your heart. You remove some issues, but so now you need to rest your heart, kind of give it a healing up. And this 2 of Wands is like, what next? Are we going to do this or are we not going to do this? You're kind of like, look at new spiritual options. Handling the Ace of Wands made you feel enlivened, enlightened, fired up, as it were. So it's not that you don't want to move on some type of Ace of Wands journey. You definitely do. I feel that. It's just Spirit is saying, not this one. And you're kind of coming into that knowledge. But you might need a little rest for your heart to move forward. Because you've had a little disappointment in love, a little battle in love, a little falsehood in love. It's just not what it was supposed to be. Yeah. Instead of love being, you know, this is that change in love. But it's also change. 5s are change cards. But this is because they're battle cards. They're because you must go in and reassert yourself and reassert to a victory in order to move through the cartomancy lessons. And it's that competition. Somebody had you competing. It was almost like if this is a love relationship that you totally had to dismiss, you were going to go to battle for somebody. It's definitely what I feel. And it was a battle for love. And it just seems like, not game for that. You're just out. There's something about this that was just so shady that you just had to yank the rug out from under somebody and change your whole path. And Spirit is saying, go for that. That's the kind of fool's energy. That's the journey you need to move on. That's the change you need to make. Self-victory. Pull this, the World card. This, see the ribbon, the red ribbon, the red string of fate. It is actually, it's a through line throughout the hero's journey about your spirit, your, the thing that pulls you together. You together within yourself, all your lessons, all your journeys, all your adventures and projects. And it's kind of that feeling that you need to pull on that again. I think some of you may have, this may have even been, I didn't pull the Devil card, but it may have been a bit codependent. Not necessarily you with that problem, but somebody being codependent on you. You were willing, but as soon as you found out the truth, you were like, later skater. All right, my lovely Libra, thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip or donate if the spirit moves you. And of course, everything's in the box below. Have a great week, my lovely Libra. Don't forget you've got the Sun card. This is the happiest card in the deck. You should be laughing again very soon, if not already. All right, thank you, loves.